Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest and some more special guests. This is my friend Lucy, aka Lucy Moon. Hello. Here on the internet. We've been friends a very long time.
Yeah, it actually has been a really long time.
A very long time. Just getting all the context out of the way. You're sober, I barely drink. We are going to be tasting some lovely, lovely non-alcoholic bevies and chatting about booze and sobriety and all of that stuff. We're both basically not drinking, but for very different reasons.
Yeah.
And like different relationships with alcohol. And I asked Lucy what her fave non-alcoholic drinks were, and then I bought them all.
I'm excited for this, but I am a little worried because I have quite a bitter taste in drinks.
Oh,
Like,
I
really
have
like
a sweet
coffee,
taste in drinks.
Grapefruit. So we'll see, but I know there's some stuff we'll probably agree on. Like, you like an IPA?
Yeah, I do like just beers in general. I'm like, what's the difference between an IPA and a lager? And I don't know, but generally beer, good.
Yeah.
I like gin.
I hope this is nice. This was the selfish choice for me because I've wanted to try this for a really long time.
Okay.
But there's never, when am I ever gonna get through a bottle of Tanqueray?
This I don't know if I will like.
Well, we'll see. Some people say it's a bit like Aperol, but I just think it's like Martini.
Yeah, I've never liked Martini, so we'll see.
I'd had Martini once, but I like it. And then these are just fizzes.
Yeah.
This is
I'm so excited for this because
Yeah.
I love a Baileys, and when you said this is like the non-alcoholic answer to a Baileys, I was like,
I've heard good things.
Okay.
I've heard good things.
but this one I'm nervous about because I don't like tea, and this is like a fizzy tea.
Very curious as to
Yeah. Whereas a non-alcoholic, just like general like sparkling white fizz, love.
Okay.
So this is what we have. And I asked my patrons for questions for us to answer. And so we are going to make our way through the line at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday morning.
It's so good.
When we're filming this. Good job it is non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
We recorded drunk advices at weirder times.
Well, drunk advice usually happened in like the evenings. But actually, do you know what? Our drunk advice was the first in the spirit of drunk sober advice.
was
Because
it?
that was the first time you were sober.
Oh, cute. Can I just say as well, on the drinks topic before we move on, I think this is going to be the wild card that you really like.
Okay.
Have you ever had Leffe?
Probably.
They
Like
are nice.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're sweet.
And my local supermarket did not have these in their very small non-alcoholic section, so I had to buy them online and in bulk. So I have many of these now, so I better like them.
That's so funny. Where are we starting?
So we're going to start with the fizzies, because I feel like that is a morning drink on Christmas Day.
Depending on your household, yes.
This is the morning drink for us on Christmas Day. It's like everyone wakes up and it's like, Bucks Fizz, anyone?
My family weren't and aren't still big drinkers on Christmas. I was really shocked when I discovered that people get drunk on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
We have champagne with Christmas lunch. Like, it's a big deal, you know, you have the champagne and that's it. One of my weird nervous things is I get nervous around bottles popping. So annoying. I get nervous around fireworks.
Get your glass ready.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh my God, it's a celebration.
It
What are
is.
we celebrating?
We made it to the end of the year.
Honestly, thank fucking God.
Oh, how disappointing. Honestly, I don't know if that is a non-alcoholic thing, but I do find that the pop is less satisfying. Oh wait, do you want orange juice in yours?
No, I just have this for now.
I
I like this.
Oh, do you?
stuff,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna try a little bit without, and then I'll probably add some orange juice to mine.
So I'm really curious what you think about these ones because
I've not had this brand before.
really, okay, this is well known in the like UK sober world as being one of the better ones.
Okay,
I
right.
think it's Noughty. isn't
Cheers.
it? Cheers.
Cheers.
What do you reckon?
That is great. I could gobble that up.
I know, isn't it good? And do you know, I don't know why, but some of these fizzes and wines that have been de-alcoholized can give you a bit of a hangover.
So when I think I was pregnant and I did like a mocktails video, I felt drunk at the end of it, having not drunk any alcohol.
I think it's just the sugar.
Is it just because if you're drinking something that's not water, then it's dehydrating? I don't know.
Maybe. I think, yeah. Who knows? Also, we were saying this earlier, but Han has a bit of a different experience with drinking alcohol because she's missing a colon.
I am, which means I'm much more prone to dehydration. So basically, it's like my tolerance has lowered since like pregnancy and having a kid and age, but then also the not having a colon. Like I will drink one like unit of alcohol and then I have a headache. Like the hangover comes immediately.
I hate that.
And it's just because I'm dehydrated. And so I'm like, well, and I know what you're gonna say, like drink alcohol and water. Like it's just very different when you don't have a colon. It's just like exacerbated. Anyway, questions.
Yes, let's start.
So the people want to know. People want to know. What is your go-to drink at an event?
Do you know, honestly, Diet Coke.
Yeah, I just drink Coke.
I even went out last night. I did research. So we start with the Diet Coke early doors because I like them. I can get some lime in it. I always ask for extra lime. And they're caffeinated.
Yeah.
Get that done. And then I'll move on probably to a non-alcoholic beer because they're everywhere. You can usually get, for me, Peroni 0.0% is my favourite.
I like Peronis and Coronas.
Yes, the Coronas are really nice. I'm not as big on like the Heinekens, but I needs must, right?
Yeah.
I don't really like a lemonade. I don't want like a J2O.
You don't want a juice.
No, I'm not the kid you've brought to the pub. But there's something about Diet Coke that's like kind of chic. And can I be dead serious? If I'm struggling, I will have a cigarette.
Oh, interesting.
If I feel like I want one, I won't restrict myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a smoker. Like I literally will have like one a month.
Oh, okay. So that's like, obviously you can control.
Yeah, for some reason. I
like,
never
one and done.
understand it. Yeah, I literally can just have like cigarettes a month and be fine. But I think it's more of like, one, I feel sick if I have too many. But it's like a coping, it's a comfort thing.
Yeah, yeah.
What's yours, by the way? Not. Do you smoke?
Oh no, I've never had a cigarette.
That's a good.
I'm very goody two shoes in that realm, but I go for like the full fat, full sugar, full caffeine Coke.
You love a full fat Coke. You know, you and Rosianna.
That I don't drink tea or coffee, so it's like my one source of caffeine, and I do feel like I crave it. So I'm like,
so good. I definitely developed a full Diet Coke addiction when I tried to get sober around 1.
Okay,
I would literally wake up and think about Diet Coke.
Okay.
It was weird.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
What do you say when people ask you why you're not drinking at an event?
Depends on who I'm talking to.
What's your this is someone you've just met?
I say by the time this video comes out, I'm 3 years sober. And generally that answers enough questions.
Yeah.
If they want to know more. Because sometimes people either have people in their family who struggle with alcohol or they struggle with alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'll share a bit more. But generally I just say, I use the word sober.
Yeah.
But generally people don't really ask, like, they're not like, I don't know, maybe I just don't give the vibe of maybe being pregnant or anything like that.
I struggle because I don't really have like a line that I can give. Because one, I'm not pregnant, but I am trying to get pregnant, which is part of the reason why I'm not drinking. And so I did have it recently where I ordered like a Coke or whatever, or I ordered like a non-alcoholic mocktail thing. And they were like, oh, are you sober? Like, or why aren't you drinking? And I was like, I'm not sober, but I basically don't drink. But also I don't have a colon and I'm trying to get pregnant. And also like, I'm just a bit of a lightweight. And it's just like...
And you don't want to say that thing of like, oh, I'm trying to be healthier. Or, oh, I'm on antibiotics. It's just a flat out lie.
Well, this person did then go on and tell me that they don't have any sugar because they don't want to put poison into their body. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the kind of conversation I desperately don't want to have. Because usually the people don't necessarily ask. It'll be that we're at the bar together or there's some drink related situation. Maybe we're at dinner and I'm like, oh, I'm not having the wine. Can I just have a Vetivo Spritz or something? I don't know. And then someone will go, oh, you're not drinking. They don't say, why aren't you? They go, oh, you're not drinking. So I go, oh yeah, I'm 3 years sober. So it kind of naturally plays out. Yeah. That's harder. If someone goes, why?
Can I have the orange juice?
Absolutely you can. Are you gonna...
I just want to add a little bit of orange juice to this. Are you like you don't really do orange juice, but what's your like ratio of sparkling wine to orange juice?
Yes.
Important question. I actually like a 50-50 kind of gal.
Yeah, I think 50-50 is the way forward. Or you go just a splash.
It tastes like Christmas Day.
Good. This is all I want for you, Han.
I love it.
Yeah. There are actually, I will say, if you are new to the non-alcoholic world, just a bit of, I've drunk everything. I would say if you're going to get a fake wine, anything sparkling will always taste better.
Than non-sparkling.
Non-sparkling, pretty bad.
Okay.
Unless you want to do a red and mix it with lemonade and make like a sangria.
Ooh, yes. Then it is sparkling.
But otherwise, stick with fizzy.
I think I've
had money.
Non-alcoholic mulled wine once, but I can't remember.
Do you know what? I think actually I take that back. There is nice non-alcoholic mulled wine and it's cheap as chips. You can get it because you're meant to just add the alcohol yourself. A lot of the ones are like the base,
like the spice blend, like the tea bag of spices.
It's like it's literally like a bottle like this full of the non-alcoholic mulled wine, and they're like £2.80 or something. So like that is actually a good option. I take it back.
There you go.
But yeah, don't bother with just the white or just the red. Never had a good one.
Okay, right. Do we want to try this tea?
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is my favourite alternative to a sparkling wine. Sometimes this is a bit sweet. You want something drier? Sparkling tea.
No. But I'm going to try it. Let's try it.
I think you will hate it. Should I neck this?
Yeah, we can neck it.
Go. This is nice. This does taste like Christmases to me now.
Getting in the spirit. Okay, right. Whilst I open this, the next question is, what are people's reactions when you say you don't drink?
depends on the person. Some people are really funny about it, but that's rare these days. But when you're younger, I think that's more common. Well, maybe not even older. Just depends on the people. If they think it's a comment on...
Whoa!
See, yeah, some of them are big.
That one did a thing.
Basically, it's different person to person.
Okay.
Oh no! Very fizzy.
First spillage.
Yeah, I love this shit. I think you are gonna hate this. Do you wanna give me slightly more? Is that
Okay,
all right?
yeah, you can have more.
Thanks, that's perfect.
There we go.
So what are the notes of this one? It's jasmine tea, right?
Jasmine, white tea, and Darjeeling. And it's organic. 0% sparkling tea, Copenhagen company.
Cute.
Oh, right, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
I actually don't like this.
Oh, really? I really like the smell.
This tastes like basil to me so intensely. Why is this so basil-y? Why have you done this, guys?
I'm not tasting basil, but actually I don't hate it.
Am I insane?
It's quite sweet. Yeah, I like that.
Good! So,
I probably would still go for this over it, but it's just something a bit different, you know?
I actually don't like this flavour. Wow. This brand in general is really good though. These are also a really nice, fancy alternative. You can get them in like Fortnum.
Okay, so there are different flavours that you can get. So
Yeah.
we got the jasmine white tea Darjeeling one.
To me, this just tastes like tomato sauce. It's so basil-y. I don't know.
funny.
Maybe I'm going mad.
I don't know what it tastes like to me,
But typically, I love white tea and jasmine. So who knows?
but it's sweeter than I thought it was going to be. I was going to thought it was actually going to taste like tea.
To me, this does.
There's
taste
like a tea aftertaste, but
Oh, well, I'm glad to have opened your palate.
that's nice. I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't get it again.
I won't be taking this one home, sadly.
Oh, okay.
Why weird tasting? Anyway.
I'll get Dan to taste it later. What are people's reactions to you?
Oh, it just depends on the person, depends on their relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
The worst reactions, like we said, are the ones where someone's like, yeah, I'm really watching my health. I find that really hard. Best reactions are when someone's like, oh, I've been sober curious as well. And we have some chat about their relationship in a positive way where they are not super insecure about it.
Okay.
That's
like ready to be open.
Yeah, it is what it is, you know. You just take it as it is, but it's individual, person to person.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think people are just chill about it. It depends on which of the many reasons
Yeah.
that I give them. But yeah, I think also most of the situations that I find myself in now and like the social circles that I have, a lot of people like don't drink or are parents and like, or are pregnant. And so there's just kind of, I don't know, there's like an understanding there. And then also I do find it easier, like already being known as someone who barely doesn't drink and with trying to get pregnant, it then means that if and when I do, there's not like a shark? What am I trying to say? What word? A stark. That was the word I was like.
I mean, also though, that was very Freudian because it's sharky, the way that someone will be like, wait, you stopped drinking, are you pregnant?
But yeah, it just means that then there's not like a stark difference in my behaviour. And so people won't be like, oh, maybe she's pregnant. It's just like, no, Hannah just doesn't drink.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I would really struggle in your situation where there's the added element of trying to conceive in terms of the communicating of the whys and all of that.
But would you just like continue just to say that you're sober? Because then you've just, that's...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. For me now, it's fine. But if I dabbled, like, you know, let's say you were at a wedding, for example, you got given a glass of champagne, you were like, no, I'm good. And then suddenly people are like, maybe she's pregnant. Or like, you know that someone close to you that the thought is there. Yeah,
at weddings, I have the first glass of champagne and then I go non-alcoholic for the rest of the day. That is my wedding strategy. Okay, let's move on.
What do you fancy next? I think we should end with this.
Okay.
Because I think this is the sweetest and this will feel like an after dinner vibe.
Okay. I think I want to do this. I want to get it out of the way.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so we mix that with tonic water.
Okay.
Which luckily, here's one Hannah made earlier.
I've got ice as well. Do we need ice with this one or no?
Oh yeah, let's ice it. Why not?
One sec. Do you want real ice or colourful ice?
What?
I'll bring you both.
Oh, real ice if that's all right. Sorry, I get a bit weirded out by food colouring.
It's not food colouring.
What is it?
It's just like a plastic container.
Oh.
Right. We've got real ice or colourful blocks of ice that Rowan likes to play with.
Whatever you fancy.
Let's go real ice. Let's water down this drink. Right. Questions. Have you ever drunk alone? And would you view this as problematic behaviour? And why not? And is a healthy relationship with alcohol always social? What's your take on that?
Depends on the person. I know it's really annoying. Some people they only drink alone and it's absolutely fine. Some people only drink alone and so no one knows they've got a problem with alcohol. So it just completely depends. I would do it in these.
Oh, we're doing it in the fancy glasses.
Or actually in these, not on a necklace.
let's just put it down the sink.
Yeah, okay.
Here, yeah. We've got different options for glasses. Yeah, there's no hard and fast rule on that, I think. What's the ratios of this, do you reckon?
I reckon about 1/3 and then 2/3 of this. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, there you go, sorry.
Yeah, great. So this is...
What is this?
Martini Vibrante.
Yeah.
It's a great alternative to Aperol Spritz.
Oh no.
Try add the tonic.
Oh God.
You can also do...
What is that?
So I fully wrote off, there's 1 or 2 things that I love that I fully just didn't even bother recommending for this because I just thought this is not going to be Hannah flavoured. Cheers.
Yeah, no.
So this is best, in my opinion, in summer on, I don't know, a terrace in the sun. But you don't like bitter things,
No.
right?
Well, so I like a Moscow Mule. That's quite...
Is that bitter?
Is that bitter, that one? I don't know.
Ginger. That's ginger.
It's ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, that's maybe not bitter. I don't know. I don't
spicy.
know anything. Okay. Yeah. No.
If you are also looking for, if you're an aperitif person, Bativo. Bativo and soda water. That's a great alternative to this. That's slightly more like classy.
You can take one home with you. This one is also less than 0.5%.
Oh, is it?
So yeah, it's not a 0.
That's interesting.
Yeah. A lot of the like beers are like under 0.5 as well. Like they're not like completely non-alcoholic.
For the record, guys, before I forget, one of the questions I get asked the most is why do you drink 0.5s? They are the same percentage as juice. So you'd have to drink a hell of a lot if you wanted to get drunk.
Like literally orange juice.
Yeah.
It's the same. Okay, question specifically for Lucy. What was your relationship with alcohol before? Was it to relax / unwind or as a social lubricant? And how did you notice it had become problematic?
I always had a problematic relationship with alcohol. I don't know why. I wasn't drinking intentionally, maybe subconsciously, with a purpose of relaxing or celebrating or whatever. I didn't think about it that much. I was not using it, but I like I wasn't consciously aware of using it.
Right.
I just don't agree with it. Like, it just makes me act really fucking weird and I'm not in control of it at all.
But also, I remember you being very good at hiding it because from my perspective as your friend who was drinking with you a lot and like with you on these nights where the next day or the next week you'd be like, this X, Y, and Z happened. I was like, were you that? Like, what? It was, at least from my perspective, a very like personal thing that you were going through because from the outside, I was like, is Lucy's relationship with alcohol really that bad? Like,
it's a really interesting one because ultimately you're the only person that really knows. But I was just having this slow realization I was not in control. Every time I'd start drinking, it was like real. Like, we'll see what happens. If everyone leaves at 10, I can probably leave at 10. But the desire to continue drinking, like I had no off switch. So it would just continue and continue. If we were going to stay up until 8 a.m, then yeah, I'm in. Like, I just had no, and drugs aren't really a part of my story. The thing for me, like, once I started drinking, I couldn't stop. And then once I stopped drinking and I quit, I found it unbearable without support. So, yeah. Woo! That's how I knew. And if you feel the same, there is support out there.
There is. Okay, are you going to keep nursing that? Okay.
This is not giving me, I think it's, I don't know, it's not speaking to me today.
Okay, that's because it's not summer. Let's pop those to the side.
Okey-dokey.
And I think let's move on to gin and talk about relationships.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So somebody asked, do both of your partners still drink? If yes, how does that affect / interact with your sobriety? And has it been a transition in your relationship? So yes, my partner does still drink. He is, well, partly a social drinker in like, you know, beer after work at the pub, loves to have a pint of beer in the pub, but also at home beer drinker.
Yeah, Dan loves a beer, doesn't he?
Yeah, it never has affected me. Like, he drinks, but he does not get drunk. Like, it's partly a ridiculously high tolerance. Like, if I drank as much as he did, I would be on the floor.
Boys also have a, not just boys, this is a massive generalization, but some people have a faster metabolism as well, so they metabolize the alcohol quicker, and that makes a real difference.
Yeah.
Like, they're not getting as fucked up.
But because we're trying to conceive, there's an element of like you wanting everyone to be like optimum health. So like, when we're trying to conceive, he drinks less and has non-alcoholic beer.
That's good.
I love a gin and tonic, so.
I was really excited for this one.
See, that smells very similar to this because it's like the orange kind of thing. But anyway, yeah.
But it doesn't smell as bitter, I don't think. I think it smells sweeter, like the orange in a chocolate orange.
See, I love like a pink gin. Like
they do 0% pink G&Ts now.
I've got
in the cans.
got a zero pink. Nice. I think it's like a rhubarb gin.
Ooh.
or something. Yeah. But yeah, he drinks, but I just don't feel it affecting my life at all. Other than in the trying to conceive realm, but in that sense, he, you know, opts for the non-alcoholic beers.
Cute.
And it also doesn't affect me in that, for the most part, he buys all his beer on his personal account, so I'm not paying for it.
Love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm not drawn to just a plain fake gin and tonic, but that's good.
Little like something. That is nice.
Had like a slice of orange in it, maybe some rosemary. Oh, peppercorn.
No, not the peppercorns.
No, not
but
peppercorn
I was
girl.
with you with the orange and the rosemary.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll definitely get that again.
What about you with your partner?
Jack drinks. Jack has a completely different relationship to alcohol to me. He's just fine the whole time and put it away as well.
Okay.
And I do think part of that's metabolism as well. But I'm sure it's a bunch of factors.
Does he drink at home? Like, is that alcohol in the
Not
home?
anymore. We used to share a lot of wine.
Yeah.
To the point where about 2 or 3 weeks after I quit drinking, I walked into our local newsagent, and as I was buying something, the guy behind the counter went, "No wine today?"
You're like, oh dear.
Caught me red-handed. So yeah, he just doesn't have consequences, doesn't act out. That's another big part of my drinking, was I just act out all the time and not feel very in control of it. Always, we were joking about it the other day, I'd just pick fights with him at the end of, just always be like, "You don't love me enough," like da 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 da, find something to pick a fight about, and he would just roll his eyes and be like, "Go to bed." Like, it's just so
Oh my god,
bored
but
of
at
it.
least he didn't like rise to it.
No, he's not a riser, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's the best. But
Yeah.
his relationship with it's normal. When I quit, I think the amount he drank dropped by about 50%.
Because a lot of it was just drinking with you. Yeah.
Well, in general, like, I think just you are like the 5 people you spend the most time around. So when someone quits, and now his best friend's quit as well, he drinks, he's more of, I guess, like a binge drinker, but even then he's not really a binge drinker. He comes home from work drinks at like midnight and he's like tipsy.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
fine.
There are
Yeah.
like 2 people in Dan's life where if he is drinking with them, I know he's going to get drunk.
Yeah, and I kind of like it, because also, like, I can't give you that anymore.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
go with
I'm like,
someone
I
else.
cannot drink 10 pints with you. I will be dead.
You know, my mum's actually having, I don't think she'll mind me saying this, she's having this issue at the moment. She's like, I need a pub friend. I don't have a pub friend who will actually, like, put them away with me.
Oh.
Not quite in that way. She's got a good relationship with alcohol. But, like, you know.
You wanna
she
have a
wants someone-
sesh.
Yeah. You want to, you know, sit down, have your 4 or 5 drinks, have a good time.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, yeah, her friends are all, like, one and done, like you now.
Yeah. And I wish I could, but like ordering more than 2 Cokes, I'm just like, oh God, my teeth.
You know, I love this.
I really like this. Yeah.
Tanqueray, you've smashed it. This is delicious.
How long do I have to drink all of this? Hold on. Because the non-alcoholic stuff just does not keep as well as...
Keep as well.
Store in a cool place away from direct light. Do not store in the freezer. Once opened, keep fresh for longer by storing in the fridge and use within 2 months.
Yeah, it'll be all right. You can do that in 2 months. That's Christmas period.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get really festive with my drinking.
What's next? Oh wait, do we have any other questions?
I think we do have some more relationship-based questions, but from our single days.
Oh yeah, okay.
So one for me, do you think your dating life before marriage would have been much different if you drank as little as you do today? I think I would have had a lot less like one night stands, if I'm honest, because they were alcohol fueled. Like, or at least getting to the situation where like you're flirting and like things are leading in a certain direction. Like,
Yeah, maybe
I would be
certain
lying
things
if I
wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said alcohol like wasn't involved in a lot of those encounters.
But yeah, sometimes you can cut this out if you want. Sometimes Hannah would tell me about a one night stand after we'd hung out. You know, probably, you know, someone who was at the thing we were at or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, how?
What do you mean? Because you weren't picking up on vibes, or?
Well, just like if I'd left, or when I'd left. Or like, I don't know, I just hadn't like, no.
Everyone's
it
just
was
in their
a
own world
surprise.
there.
Yeah, it was just a surprise, you know? Like, how did that turn to sex, maybe? Or whatever it turned into.
I'm very determined.
Yeah, you are. You're a woman on a mission in certain ways. If you're like, I feel this is going to happen, you will make it happen in a positive way, in a non-weird way.
The night that Dan and I met, Bethan's birthday party. Hi, Bethan, editor.
Editor and good friend.
Editor and good friend and sister-in-law and auntie to my child. Yeah, I remember our mutual friend arrived at the party late and I let her in and I was like, I'm going to have sex with Bethan's brother tonight.
I think that was me.
It was Lauren.
Was it Lauren? That's so funny.
And she was like, okay, Anna, all right.
I knew it was on the cards.
Yeah, we all knew.
God, that was
Anyway,
a wild
so
night.
maybe I wouldn't have met my husband if it weren't for alcohol. Because I remember that evening and like, there were vibes between us before we even started drinking. And then I wanted to keep up with him as definitely like a cool girl.
Yeah.
Like problem. But in terms of before that, I do think like, a lot of shenanigans, alcohol was involved, and also dates that I would go on. You would always just like go for a drink or, you know, have 1 or 2 or 3 to kind of like loosen the vibes. I have no idea what it would be like if it was like me now, as sober as I am now, like trying to date. But also like with age, I think it might be easier as well because I'd like know myself better and I like know how to have a fun time without it. So yeah, I don't know. There we go, exposing my drunken ways. Lucy, did becoming sober affect your dating life in any way?
I was sober briefly when I was 21 for like probably like 3 or 4 months, and I did date then, and it did affect my dating life in a way, but actually it just made it so much better because first of all, you get the kind of upper hand when someone has to accommodate you slightly, I think, which is quite fun. But also I was very comfortable being in pubs, I was chilled. Even at the time I was like, you can drink around me, like I don't care. I've got no desire to drink right now. And oftentimes it would lead to weirder dates because obviously like, I don't know, societal norms meant that men were planning the dates. So someone took me to mini golf.
Fun.
No, it was actually the driving range, so not actually that fun.
Wait, what is the
Driving range is in Greenwich, and you're laid up on these like booths. You each have like a booth on like a shelf.
Yeah.
And then there's like just a big expanse. You just hit golf balls into the ether.
Okay, yeah.
So that was fun, and people felt like they really had to do lots of stuff, and I was like, you don't have to. But my friends now, I've got a bunch of sober friends, and a lot of them are single and dating, or have met their partners, and they have found it okay. Yeah. Pretty much. Definitely don't be afraid of it. Takes a little adjustment, but as you grow more comfortable in your sobriety, it gets a lot easier, and helps that we're a bit older as well.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I want to keep drinking this, but
yeah, we should move on. This is good.
We can keep it here because I don't think we've got anything else that we're going to be putting in the gin glasses. So,
good work.
Okay, I think we're saving this till last, aren't we? So it's beer time.
Amazing.
Let me go get a bottle opener. And actually more beers because we're going to want 1 each.
I'm so excited for you to try these. Subtle notes of vanilla and clove.
Ooh, what?
In the Leffe.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh wait, okay.
Which one are you going to go first? I feel like the Brooklyn one's probably best first.
I actually have already drunk one.
I actually had one yesterday. Literally did.
Okay. Just got some cold ones out of the fridge. So, Brooklyn. Let's go. I will be honest, there are many of these in my fridge and I did drink one the other night. So
I had one yesterday.
Cheers. Yeah.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah. It's not, I think I need something a bit lighter. I don't know how to describe beers.
This is an IPA, so it's definitely, oh no, it's not. I'm completely wrong. It's a lager.
A hoppy lager.
Yeah. It's quite dark. I think.
I don't know how to describe beers. Once I'm tasting it, I can be like, no, yes, no, yes, but I couldn't tell you if it's like, I like more hops or less hops or bitter or lighter or darker or, I don't know.
If this beer was a pub in London, it'd be the Lexington.
Which pub's that?
The one in Angel on Pentonville Road.
Okay. Have I been there?
Have you ever been to Pot Never Dies? Matthew's Night. Have you ever been? We've 100% lurked in the Lex, but years ago.
Okay, there you go. Fun.
It's very dingy.
Right, we're going to talk about drinking culture.
Amazing.
Okay, so do you think the UK has a strong drinking culture, and if so, has that affected you in any way?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
I modelled my drinking off Skins without realising.
Yes.
And Skins is like the archetype of drinking culture in the UK for young people, I would say.
It is just quite boozy.
Yeah, and pub culture is amazing. Like, I love pub culture. I mean, you love pub culture.
I love pub culture.
But it does make it hard because pub, obviously, like, pub and alcohol are synonymous.
Yeah, mine and Dan's, like, long-term dream when we're retired is to, like, own and run a pub.
And I will be there.
And he wants to, like, have board games, and then I want there to be like a lending library, and yeah, that's good. I'm like, where is this pub going to be? The future pub. But yeah, I think like when I think about like the drinking culture, I think of like uni as well, and just like how boozy that was. And I think just because of who I was, and I knew I was a lightweight and didn't like being hungover and didn't like always like drinking all that much, I did find myself not like going super hard. Although, let's be real, I went on a history society like trip to Paris and was throwing up in the coach the entire way back from Paris to Birmingham. Like, I had my moments.
There's this element of we're quite socially reserved as a culture, and especially if you also struggle with social anxiety, booze is a great way of cracking you open.
Social lubricant.
Yeah, I think the social lubricant element plays a much larger role than maybe it does in other European countries where people are more direct, they're more potentially, this is huge generalizations, but maybe more comfortable. I feel like booze is like fun, seen as like way more of a fun thing than a like honesty, or like, I feel like there's this real strong idea in the UK, like a drunk heart speaks the truth. My drunk heart, shit. You know?
Yeah, I think there is a bit of that assumption that you allow yourself to be more vulnerable and more honest. And
like the DMC culture. Yeah. Like that real like, it's like letting loose, being your true self, which is just not the case. I don't know. So maybe that also like, basically we're all driven by fear.
There we go. What fun. Do you ever feel uncomfortable when you see how much of society is geared towards drinking as having fun / having a good time?
You know, less so these days. I would say I went through a phase in sobriety where I felt like booze was the devil, and I'm actually much less on that train now. I feel very much like if you can drink healthily, there's no need to quit, there's no need to dodge it. I just can't drink healthily. And also like now there's more advertising regulations in place, especially like you can promote your 0%, but you can't necessarily always promote your alcoholic beverage. Stuff like that I think has actually done a lot. I would say the only thing that does annoy me is like drink aware, like the drink aware tag. And it's the same with the gambling one as well. When the fun stops, just stop. That's not how it works, you know. Drink aware, like if you're either drinking aware or you're unable to drink aware.
Right.
I think that's very binary.
And this is unrelated, but I just think that gambling ads should be illegal.
Yes, I think certain elements of gambling should be illegal. Which, you know where we hung out a lot as well is the casino, the Hippodrome.
We did.
It's like, fine, whatever.
But that was because I remember mostly hanging out there a lot because one, we just were young and didn't know where was cool and like where to hang out. But also I remember hanging out there a lot like after 11, 12, and bars and pubs in London close. Yeah. And so if you want to be drinking in a place that is not a club, then you go to a casino.
Absolutely. It's got worse since the pandemic as well.
Oh my God, has it?
Yeah. Everything shuts at 11 in Soho. Oh, 11:30. Because I remember...
Or hotel bars. Sometimes hotel bars and hotel lobbies. I would spend time occasionally at like 1 a.m. in a hotel lobby where I was not staying.
Oh my God, yeah. Because, we used to do a route in Soho. If you want to do the ex-YouTuber route,
oh my God,
it would start at the Montague Pie.
Some Weatherspoons, because it's where the old YouTube space used to be.
It was open till 1, and then we'd move on to the Hippodrome. Yeah. We just wanted to keep everyone in one group.
And
no one ate.
I did.
What did you eat?
Oh my God, like burger, chips. Like...
God, I didn't eat. I remember thinking when we were doing that really regularly, probably like every week or two, I would say to myself, if you leave here before midnight, then that's an early night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How insane is that?
Yeah. And I think also like we picked those places because we were always like a large group. And so they could accommodate like a large group of people without a booking.
And without like a specific budget as well. Like people were lots of students, like lots of people freelancing. So it was just, oh my God, man. These were in the days before YouTube was like very monetizable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And also it was like when there was still like the one YouTube community rather than it being like very fractured.
Sorry, this is just becoming a reminiscing thing.
I want to open these.
Yes, I think you're going to like this. And if you don't, I'm going to feel sad.
Okay. Cheers. Oh, that is very different.
Super different, isn't it? So imagine this.
That's interesting.
This is normally a really strong beer if you don't know. Like this is
oh my God,
like 7%,
it's like,
isn't it? Or like 8%.
Yeah.
I remember having one of these at the end of a night once with my friend Charlie, and I was on the floor. Like I had not been ready. We'd done like a little pub crawl. Yeah. Anyway, and then I had one left, like a half pint of left, and I was like, I'm done. Yeah. Anyway,
that's strong. I like this.
Put me to bed. I thought you might. Imagine this ice cold, and you're sitting
in front of
a fire. You know, it's cozy, you're warm, not just like a random fire, like a fireplace.
I thought it was going to be summer. I thought you were going to like make me picture in summer.
No. This to me is cozy, wintry. It's not even autumnal, wintry drink.
Okay, yeah. This is a blonde with subtle notes of vanilla and cloves.
I think it's Belgian. Yes, it is Belgian.
Yeah, drink aware.
I really like these at Christmas. This is a Christmassy, because also I don't want much beer, but like...
I know, this is a nice size, and also I love drinking out of a bottle. If I have to pick, like, between a can and a bottle. Yeah. Bottle.
Do we have questions for this one?
I think I've got one more question about drinking culture.
right.
Oh yeah, for me, but also if you have any insights. Do you feel there's any issues with the narrative of mummy needs a wine?
Go on, Han.
Wine mom. I don't know if I'm gonna say anything like coherent now, but Mel made a really great video about like wine mum culture, which I kind of tend to agree with a lot of the things that she said in that video. Like, I understand where it comes from because it's hard out here. But what it really is saying to me is that like mums, like parents, but mums especially, are screaming for help and support, and they're kind of using wine and alcohol and then the humor around it as like a coping mechanism for the fact that they are really, really, really struggling and don't have help from maybe even their partner, you know.
Or their
like,
single parents.
Yeah, or their single parents, or, you know, the state, or like local community, friends, family not being nearby, or whatever it is. So it kind of like, yeah, it makes me sad. And when I see the wine mum jokes, I'm like, I just like can't laugh along. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I feel the same. They make me sad when I see them. I have friends and family who post them. I'm like, sorry, I can't be more help.
Yeah, it's tricky because I just think that what it is it's a symptom of like just mums like desperately needing more support.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Oh my god.
Right, I think it's time for la creme de la creme. I'm really excited about this.
I think we should have this with ice.
Well, why don't we share one and we can get the one that's in the fridge?
She's a genius.
This is just for show, folks.
Do you want me to switch them out?
Yeah, and then should we drink, well, we're going to use all the glasses. Look at this.
Yeah, we really are. For the viewers at home, is the twsst non-alcoholic caramel cream. This is 0.0% and allegedly a Great Bailey substitute.
Right, it says shake well.
Okay.
Open here, shake well.
I hope it's good. I think it's just going to be like a milkshake.
Yeah, is that what it is?
It's just going to be like...
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
I told Hannah I was going to try and... That looks delicious.
Look at that. Lovely milky bevy.
Wow. Okay. That actually smells great. Smell it.
Yes. Oh!
I know.
It does smell like Bailey's. Cheers. Oh, yeah, that hits the spot.
That's really good.
Oh, this is what I'm going to have on Christmas Day.
I might order some of these. How do they make it taste a bit alcoholic?
I don't know. I do not know. What is in you? It's all in a different language.
You know, we were talking about alcohol culture and I was like, it's all fine, it's all fine. There's one thing I'd like to see, and that's correct calories being put on drinks. I think the fact that they're exempt to calorie counts, awful. You don't have to publish any calorie count on any alcoholic beverage.
There is on here, but...
Really? God. Yeah, that's because it's not alcoholic. But then look at how crazy it is.
Oh, so this is basically just food.
But alcohol is exempt, but I have a suspicion that alcohol is a lot more calorific than we think, because we always use estimates of like, oh, a glass of wine's 150 calories. Or like, oh, a beer is like 230.
Oh, but we don't actually know.
Yeah, I think. Well, we don't know her
want to
individual
know.
drink. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You don't want to know, but you should know.
But I don't want to know how many calories in my food, and now all of the menus in restaurants have calories on them, and I'm like, go away.
That's bad. I agree with that. I think there's just something about like the, what's the word? Like the intentional...
Misrepresentation.
Yeah. It's an intentional misrepresentation, and a lot of people struggle with knowing what they're putting in their bodies anyway. And actually alcohol probably plays a much larger role for a lot of our population than they realise in their weight and their health. And while I don't think calories is the ideal way to portray that, I think it would make it much easier for people to understand how their drinking habits were actually affecting their overall health.
Yeah. My assumption is that it must be like the alcohol lobby.
Yeah. That's exactly why it's not that.
Well, for that reason alone, I'm like, no, it should have the same rules as all consumables.
I absolutely think it should.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
I've got some more questions for you. What was the best thing that happened in a social drinking context that wouldn't have happened if you were drinking alcohol?
I had this big fear at the beginning that my social life would never feel the same, that I'd struggle with my social life first and foremost, but also that those moments of beautiful connection wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And that just hasn't been the case.
Yeah.
I've been really lucky. Well, not even that. I think it's quite a universal experience that sober people worry about this. And then as they get further into their sobriety, they have those moments and those beautiful, like, laughing your ass off, LMAO. But, you know, they're all moments of deep connection, or, I don't know, those moments don't go away. They maybe just happen in slightly different environments. Sometimes they happen at dinner or at drinks or on a night out and clubbing, but they do just still happen. You're not going to lose them.
Yeah. I think my favourite thing is just being able to have like a really fun time and then wake up feeling not horrendous. Like, it's a game changer.
There is nothing like waking up in the morning and the freedom and the euphoria you feel when you didn't fuck anything. Well, for me, didn't fuck anything up. I'm not hungover. I haven't upset anyone. I'm not worried about what I did because I blacked out. I was blacking out all the time, by the way, when we drank.
Yeah.
I didn't remember loads, and it was scary.
Yeah. I've never blacked out from alcohol.
Really?
Yeah. I have obviously like some hazy memories, but nothing disappears. Like I don't know how I got from A to B.
I'd be so curious as to how that would be if you drank heavily now you've had your op. I wonder, because some of it's about how absorption and the rate at which you absorb.
Oh.
And I just think I'm not really geared for it. I think, again, like fundamentally, I'm physiologically not good at drinking. Not even, from the beginning, it was, if I didn't black out, I was like, wow, I didn't black out. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I just like, I coexisted in fear with blackout all the time. Anyway.
Yeah. The idea of like having like huge chunks of like bits missing from a night, that does seem quite scary to me.
I need to buy this. I did not think I'd
Do you want to see the other one? You can take it home with you.
No, you should keep it. I'll order some.
So this question I'm really curious about. Do you have thoughts on AA as an organisation? Is it too Christian-centric, too rigid? Is the language of alcoholism as a disease harmful? Thoughts?
Great question. I think AA has helped loads of people. I think it's free and accessible and puts you in community with other sober people, and I think that's invaluable. I think it won't be for everyone.
Yeah.
But I would say if you're struggling with alcohol and you're really struggling to get sober without support, you have a free, enormous resource at your fingertips. You may as well give it a go.
Yeah.
The God-centric stuff is really interesting. From talking to my friends, I understand now that like it's about a God of your own understanding. It's about higher power. And for some people...
Even that, I'm like...
For some people, it's as simple as
the universe.
I can't run the show. Everything I did in my human power fucked it up.
Right, okay.
How do I just accept I can't just constantly try and take control of every situation? How can I be more accepting of situations as they are and let go of control? And that really is your higher power. I think the thing about AA is that they never updated the book. So the book is the exact same as it was in like the 1930s or 40s. So if you can go in open-minded and understand that like you need as much support as you can get right now, and try and be more open-minded, then it can work for people, definitely. You don't have to have a relationship with God or even get what it is. I mean, I actually found that I completely lost any faith I previously had, or even like I have barely any agnosticism since I got sober. But actually, it's all going fine, you know? Just like, you know, you've got access to this enormous community of sober people who can share their experiences with you, and you can learn from and be humble and be open with. I think that's a really beautiful thing, and you may as well try it.
Here's my hot take as someone who barely knows anything about AA, because that's what everybody wants. I really liked what you said about the like acceptance and control, because actually that resonates not in a sense of like the higher power, whatever that may be, but just like to coincidence, like just to chance, because I think the pandemic really taught me a lot of that, of like there is so much that is just out of your control, and you do just kind of have to like work within the few things that you can control and like accept or like not fight and be constantly like in battle with the things that you can't control, and like, but it is a constant like negotiation of figuring out where that line is between what you can and can't control. But then I think the issue that I have, which isn't like an issue with AA in itself, but it is that like, what is the non-Christian, non-God-centered alternative? And this is kind of also related to my issue with like how hard it's been to like build local friendship and community. And when I see people who like go to church on a weekly basis, I'm like, those guys have got it fucking sussed. Like where can I find my like atheist community? And it just, what it really just goes to show is that like religion is great at organizing. They're really fucking good at organizing. And so if you can use those structures for good, for something like AA, where you can like get a lot of support there. But then the thing that just makes me sad is that it's like, why aren't there like secular versions of AA, or like secular churches, like that kind of thing? Because I'm like, the good parts of religion, because my God, there's a lot of bad. But I keep on like seeing things like that, and I'm like, oh, the few things that religion gets right, which is like the local community, like the support, the like, yeah, all of that kind of stuff. I'm like, how do we get secular versions of that?
I would say as well, there's a vacuum for the people in the middle who maybe don't necessarily have a huge problem with drink, but maybe are struggling with the social isolation that might have come from quitting drinking.
Okay,
Or other feelings that have come up in that space. Do you know what? I'm making a video about therapy soon.
I was thinking like, but then therapy, but that's a very individualistic approach to it rather than a community approach.
Yeah, the community, like, I think we need to like work on doing more group therapy. I think we need to bring back group therapy. I think like,
in the church hall, guys.
I think church halls also, I think we need to bring back more activities in church halls.
Like community centres and
Absolutely. Yeah, so all of that to say, there's other support out there for people who don't want to drink but are maybe not vibing with AA. Like there is stuff out there and a lot of it's very local based as well. So like, it's not necessarily, I know there are online forums as well. I mean, Millie Gooch has an amazing platform with Sober Girl Society. She's just released a new book called Booze Less. I'm not able to go to her launch. So personally for me, that stuff doesn't really resonate because there's booze less. Like I don't booze, you know, I'm not sober curious, I'm sober. So there is like a kind of slight gap for me in that. But I think the work she's doing around alcohol harm is just amazing. Like, yeah, she's doing a really good job. And again, forming community, but you do have to do a bit of digging. Stuff's not going to land at your feet. If you're looking for community, you do have to seek it out, which is a shame.
Yeah, no one's like flyering every house being like, you sober curious?
Yeah, or even just like, you know, you can start your own thing as well. Start a sober book club, or like not reading books about being sober, just like reading books, or just start a book club, or start, you know, a running club, or like all of those things.
But I noticed that as well. Yeah, tennis, you generally do have to be sober to play tennis. It's a good idea. But I have joined like a local book club, but it is like you arrive and people open the wine.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. And I remember like drinking the first time I went, but I didn't want to. And I'm a grown-ass woman, and I had a glass of wine, even though I like did not want to have a glass of wine.
So wild. And it's so funny when I think about the other way around. Like I remember going to an event in January, a work event, and they were like, you know, because of dry January, we're not doing any booze. And I was distraught. I remember being like, what the fuck am I doing here if you're not going to give me a glass of wine? So like, you know, it's so funny, isn't it, how your perception changes?
Yeah.
Some of my friends who are sober have joined football leagues. What else do people do? Gym communities are huge. CrossFit's huge. Is there anything creative? People do obviously loads of knitting and crocheting. So you can get in a Stitch and Bitch group or start with yourself. But yeah, not that this is all that helpful, but you do have to hunt stuff down. Look out for it yourself. Why did we get onto this?
We were talking about AA and community, but I think that's a lovely way to end it. Cheers. Thank you for your drink recommendations.
Thank you for having me. I hope I've opened your mind to all of the non-alcoholic booze options. And there are loads as well that aren't based on alcohol. So if you're someone who's just like, you know, drinking a fake gin makes you think too much of real gin, there's so many nice drinks that are just not even like meant to be booze. Okay, I think this one was a real winner for me. This one was a real winner for me. Yeah. This was a no. This was probably a no. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you, which is funny. This I liked this less this time around. Love this, love this, love that. There you go. There's our reviews. Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Thanks to my patrons for your lovely questions. And thanks all for watching. And yeah, go check out Lucy's YouTube channel and newsletter. And yeah, I will have just uploaded a video about 3 years sober. About turning 3. There you go. So definitely look out for that. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I feel like Vlognica is happening very soon. I cannot for the life of me remember when this video is coming out, but like maybe Vlognica is the next video or the one after that. I don't. It's happening. Hanukkah this year. It starts on Christmas Day. Oh, incredible. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Right. Bye.